A little bit more. Yeah, like that. That's cool. Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby. Representing Team Kings of Games, and I gotta tell you guys, man, this deck is so nice, bro. Tenyis are so nice. They're good at so many different things, and they make really amazing boards off of a small amount of cards. Like, they require little to sometimes no resources, it seems like, because even oftentimes the boards pay for themselves just to make them, and they're so expendable, so replaceable. Like, oh my goodness, this deck can make like Oppo for no reason. Like, this deck is just really nice, and it's not even done getting new support, so it's only gonna get better. Like, I keep telling you guys, like, this deck can totally be meta. I mean, like, you could just play Vanity's Fiend slash Majesty's Fiend slash Vanity's Ruler Tribute Stun. You can play like a combo variant, like, because the deck has so many inherent summons, you can spam and make crazy boards, or you can play it like I'm playing, mid-range. I'm doing a little bit of both, but not too much of either. Just kind of a balanced, unique deck that can do, like, it's like the double-edged sword, or more or less the sword and the shield. I can play going second, I can play going first, but I don't have a hardcore going first or hardcore going second. Looks like I can do either or. You know, I have preferences in certain matchups, but this deck's really nice. Before I get into the profile, I want to let you guys know, check out the link description box below. Patreon.com/3stacks, 3STACKZ. That is how you will get to my Patreon. I have a PayPal. I also have a Cash App. There's so many ways that you can support my channel, and I have Team Kings of Games merchandise, just the t-shirts for right now, medium and large. They are black and they're $25 a piece. There's so many ways you can support my channel. I'll greatly appreciate if you guys took time out of your day to do that, but even if you don't, I'm still gonna keep making content regardless. But it really is a blessing and it does help. But with that out of the way, let's get into this Tenyi deck profile. This deck's so nice. And stay tuned too, because I'm also going to be teaching people how to play my 60 card Crystron list, showing you guys different combos. Even though I've already done, you know, combos, people are still asking, like, how do you play this deck? And I'm like, oh, I got you. You know, so let's go ahead and get to this list though, because this ain't no Crystron deck profile. So we're going to start off with my favorite Tenyi. Tenyi Spirit Adhara. I can't pronounce every name, so honestly, I might just start calling them by their attributes. So I'm just calling him Brown. 3 copies of Brown, but he's my favorite because he is the tuner. He also allows you to just grind. Like, I love using him in tandem with Ashina, which I'm playing 3 of. Okay, I'm sorry, some of them I am going to pronounce their names because I feel like I know how to pronounce them, but you got people that are going to try to be like, oh, it's pronounced this way. Like, I'll call them whatever I want to, but I play 3 copies of Ashina. When you open just Ashina by itself, and let's say like a couple hand traps and a trap, you'll just use Ashina to get the Adhara to make it a self-contained 1-card combo, so you don't have to discard any of your extra hand traps or any of your extra back rows for your shaman to resolve. So Ashina is like literally a 1-card combo. I'll show you a couple combos at the end of the video, just like 1 or 2. I don't want to make it into like a combo tutorial because that can be a separate video, but I will show you guys some basics that you can do with this deck, because this deck can, like I said, it can make some really good boards off of just like 1 and 2 cards. It really doesn't need a third most of the time. The third is just like a discard, but almost every combo is like 1 card or 2 cards. I'm playing 3 copies of Vishuda. This card is really nice in tandem with Lava Golem. Forget Kaijus. No, Lava Golem. Tribute 4. That's what I want to do. Forget the Kaijus. That's cute. Like, people have been doing that forever and a day, bouncing Kaijus with Yosinjus, bouncing Kaijus with all kinds of, you know, cards. Like, people like, dude, that's like an interaction typical, right? Now, we're going to take it a step further. When we side deck them triple Lava Golems, we want a Golem, a Pendulum player, or like Golem, some massive rocket board. Golem, Vishuda, bounce the Golem, and Golem again. Yes, that's what we want to do. But Vishuda is really nice, you guys. It's an incredible card. Standalone. And these level 7s allow for easy level 8 synchro plays. You can play Savage, you can play Baxia, you can play Omega. Obviously, you gotta play Berserker of the Tenyi because he's really good in his own archetype and he's recurable off Shaman. But yeah, just the free level 8s are just so beautiful in this deck. Like 7 plus 1, boom, 8. That's why I really like Vishuda, Ashina, and Tana with Adhar. These first 3 Tenyis are the best ones. And then my favorite of the level 4s is Blue Spirit, Tana. I don't know how to really pronounce it, and I don't want to accidentally say the S word, because we don't cuss around here. But the Blue Spirit, it's one of like it really is my favorite level 4 one, and it's really one of the best ones. You have so many aggressive plays you can make going second, where you can outcard with Shuda, you can outcard with Shaman, and you can outcard with Blue, and you can still in on a really good board. Like, cause this just pops monsters. Forget the bringing it back from the grave. Like, it has a reborn play, which is exceptional this format, but it pops monsters without targeting, and that's really incredible. I like it. It's all one effect, and it's got a 2k booty. And also keep in mind that it's a water level 4, so when you make a Biz Dweller using this as a material, Biz Dweller gets the boost, which is really nice. And you have every attribute in this deck. So that's how I feel like there's not going to be any more main deck Tenyis, because there's every attribute already. And then we have 3 copies of Mapura, the Fire. Honestly, it's not as great, but there are certain matchups where people have crackdowns, they have compulses, you know, they have like so many different cards, and it basically protects your Berserker when you have the field spell up and he's already unaffected by monster effects. You can protect Berserker from cards like, you know, like I said, Compulse, you know, Crackdown, etc. Anything that would target, including, you know, like target a card on the field and destroy it, that still applies. So it negates targeting effects for your non-effect monsters. So kind of like Bujins, I guess you want to say. You can play Protect the Castle with this deck sometimes. You don't have to always do it, but sometimes it's the most optimal way to manage your resources, just to commit to a really, really strong monster that's easy to protect and continue to use your graveyard as a resource and play out of your grave. So you can make boards with Berserker, with the field spell, the new Link Force, Sasara. You know, it can protect itself, and it can basically generate a token that's protected by a field spell. You make boards that are just really hard to get over. Like, you'll have like a Draco Berserker with like Sasara, and he just can't be destroyed by battle, can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. It's just really, really good. Can't even be targeted for attacks. It's like, this deck can make some boards that, like, if you don't have spot removal that doesn't target and doesn't destroy or can't clear the field spell, you just won't be able to get over the monster. We have 3 copies of Nata. I'm not playing it at 3 because his effect's good. I'm playing it at 3 because he's a name. I need to open multiple Tenyis in order to combo off. The only time one Tenyi is sufficient is if you have either Ashina or if that one Tenyi is backed up by a Vessel, which is basically, well, not Vessel, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is Vessel. I was going to say Cycle, but that's different. Vessel for the Dragon Cycle. Because any Tenyi plus Vessel is full combo, just so you guys know. And finishing up with the kind of like the Archetype monsters, I'm playing 2 copies of Mirror. I'm not playing Desire, so that's not reason why I'm playing 2, but I just want to see it. Really, playing 1 makes you more reliant on Vessel, but playing 2 allows you to have, you know, this RNG factor where you can actually hard draw it, and it's really decent. If you draw it plus any 2 Tenyis or just like, you know, an Ashina or like anything plus a Vessel, you can still combo off. Just be careful with your Ashina, because you want to do like that as one of the last things, because if you start up with it, you're locked into worms, but it does have this for the rest of the turn clause. So what I like to do in my combos sequences is I'll end up using Mare, you know, burn the tokens, leave 1 token left, make my Appaloosa with the token still up because it's a non-effect monster. You can activate Ashina to special a Tenyi from your deck. And then you've already made your Oppo, so now you don't care that you're locked into making only worms. Normally what you're trying to do is just get out Draco Berserker after that. Or just make, you know, another Berserker under it. So double Mare, and then we're going to get to the hand traps for a meta call. It's like I'm just working with what I got. I don't have everything I used to, but you know, when money's tight, you got to do what you got to do. But I'm playing triple DD Crow, triple Effect Veiler. What makes these hand traps specifically exceptional in Tenyis is because you can draw 1 for turn, or you can just draw 1 in the middle of your combo plays, and then you can draw another one off the field spell and still use it, because these are not once per turn. So DD Crow and Veiler, definitely you want to max out on these if you're playing hand traps in your Tenyi list. I really don't like the hand traps, but I do like how hand traps are played in this deck, because you draw so much on your opponent's turn. You're able to disrupt them so many times, because you already make really good boards off of minimum resources. The rest of the cards can be hand traps, and you're just playing like salads, but I feel like it's more fun. And it's not as like boring, you know, or linear. More fun means the same thing, but for me, I'd rather play Tenyi than Silent Migrates, honestly. So we're playing 3 of each of these. I'm still playing 3 Ghost Ogres. It's a good budget hand trap, and it does have certain interactions where it's going to be niche and it's not going to get you much advantage, and sometimes it's just going to be a dead draw. Like, there are certain decks that Ghost Ogre is just not it's not effective enough, or it's not impactful, but nonetheless, it's still a decent hand trap for what it's worth. And then 2 Imperms, I only pulled 2 from Overload, so that's why I have to. and then I play one Ghost Spell and one Skullmeister. Ton of hand traps, right? And that's because this deck, similar to Salads and Sky Strikers, you know, and a lot of meta decks in the past, even Orcus, could really combo off with like 1 or 2 cards. So you play all these hand traps because this deck is very fair, so you know it's not going to be able to always break through ridiculously unfair boards. It does push through cards like Appaloosa pretty easily, because it has so many inherent summons, and most of the time people just don't want you to put bodies on the board, especially because Oppo can just be attacked over. It can bait, you know, Jackal Kings. It can bait monster negates fairly easy, but when you have like Omni negates, sometimes it's hard. And when it has like something like negate and banish, negate and destroy, like Mechaba, you know, those things, it's just a little bit difficult, and this deck struggles against Winda. So you want to open a decent amount of hand traps against those decks so that you can kind of balance out the playing field. You really don't need to simplify the game state, but what you're trying to do is make sure that their board is semi-breakable and mediocre instead of just ridiculously overpowered and unbreakable. Like if you just let them play solitaire, sometimes Tenyis just don't stand a chance, because if your opponent knows what they're doing, they're not just going to negate your reveal of your inherent summons of your Tenyis. They're going to wait till you actually commit to a risky play like Shaman, negate that, then you'll lose 2 or 3 cards out of 1 negate. So that's all the monsters, and we're going to move up to the spells. We're playing 3 copies of Flawless Perfection of the Tenyi. This field spell is exceptional. Dude, it's crazy good. It really is. And it protects your Berserker. So you'll have a Berserker with green engrave. He's basically indestructible if you play against combo decks, if they don't have a spell or trap to get over him, which is pretty hard because he's a non-effect monster, so they can't impermanence him. They can't, you know, Chalice or Widow Anchor, take it, or anything like that. They'd have to like get over him by some non-conventional means. Like attacking over him most of the time is one of the ways to do it, but you have the blue spirit and you have the green spirit to prevent Berserker from being they basically can't get rid of it by battle. So it's gonna be a really, really strong lock. And it's like I'm saying, it's like it reminds me of Bujins. That's what it's reminiscent of. It's like protect the castle. You make this big beefy boss monster and put your graveyard, the specific spirits that you need in your graveyard to protect it, and you play like that until you're ready to go aggro and OTK your opponent, because this deck can OTK too. But Flawless is incredible. The protection and the draw 2 being a non-once per turn clause is really good, because when you have Metaverse, which is at 1 still, but when you have Metaverse, you can actually draw 4 cards on your opponent's turn. We have 3 copies of Vessel. This card's just stupid. This plus any Tenyi is full combo. Like literally full combo. And we have 3 Avarice. This is a new addition to the deck. This deck burns through its resources really, really, really fast. Even off of just 1 combo, if you just do a standard mediocre combo, you just burn through so many links, you burn through so many monks, you burn through your shaman, you know, you burn through Link Rebo, Link Spider, just to make an Oppo, you burn through so much just from your extra deck alone. You know, it's just like this card's just incredible in this deck. It's really necessary. For your Tenyis, you really don't want to like shuffle the main deck Tenyis because you want them engraved, but for your extra deck, that's what this is really, it's a focal card. Like, it helps you to grind so that like you don't have to worry about, dang, I need to save that last monk for when it really matters, because once you're out of monks, it's really hard to restart your board. So yeah, 3 Avarice. 3 Called by the Grave, because Ash Blossom can just end this deck's turn. Nibiru sometimes hurts too if you go too far, but sometimes you can just make Berserker and pass. With the field spell up too, it's even more incredible because all your non-effect monsters are unaffected by monster effects. Unaffected by monsters basically, so like they can't Nibiru your Berserker, they can't Nibiru your Mare tokens when you have the field spell up, because of Nibiru's attempting to affect them with this effect. So like if they Nibiru too early or don't know what they're doing, you'll just clear off Mare and maybe Shaman and keep all your tokens and your monk, and you can still make a board with that. But like Call by is there for Ash because Ash can just end this next turn. And the same thing with Imperm on monk. Imperm on Shaman when you have a weaker hand, and you don't have enough extenders or additional resources. Impermanence targeting Shaman at the Tenyi can just absolutely make you pass turn. So this is kind of like a call by for the impermanence interaction. And it also protects your Berserker too, you know, from targeting effects, which is really cool. And the same thing with Sasara. Like if, for example, they try to impermanence the Sasara when you're trying to summon the token and you still haven't, like, you know, or even like Forbidden Chalice or even Widow Anchor, when you still haven't got to resolve its effect to summon the token, you can use it to protect that. But mainly it's here to protect Shaman to make sure her effect resolves, even to negate the effect Veiler. So I like it. Also because it can be drawn off the field spell. So it's a decent hand trap, but also it can be a negation too, depending on how you use it. So when you're in like a chain link war, it can really help you. So that's going to be it for that. Now we're going to go ahead and get to the traps. We're playing 3 copies of the Fist. Even when we get our Searcher for any TENYI card, I'm still going to play 3 of this. It's not once per turn. It has a really good floating effect. And honestly, backing the like having Appaloosa backed up with this, you know, is just really insane. Especially when you have like the token there and you have this and the Link Karibo engraved, so you can use this so that you know you have the requirement, just a non-effect monster. Use the Omni Negate, tribute the token, summon Link Karibo to protect your Oppo. It's really good. So just Oppo plus the counter trap and the Mare token is a really nice setup. But you can go even further depending on the composition of your starting hand. We have 3 Trap Tricks. Trap Trick is just going to allow you to draw cards, because I'm going to get either one of the 3 Recklesses or one of the 3 Waterfalls. And then the 1 Metaverse to sum it up. But all these are mainly going to do is just allow me to draw more hand traps on my opponent's turn, or even more combo pieces so that I can replenish the resources expended. This can even search my combo pieces for the next turn. Like sometimes you might open with like no TENYIs. It happens because I'm playing more than 40 cards. I'm playing 60. So if I open no TENYIs but I have this can search Ashina, and that's a 1-card combo. We're going to get to extra deck. I'm playing 3 copies of Monk of the TENYI. You really want to be careful with how many you're using a turn. But if you have Avarice, you can just go ham, honestly, because then Avarice is going to put them all back in the first place, and you know you can just draw. We have 2 copies of Shaman. I was playing 3, but I'm playing 3 Avarice now, so that kind of mitigates that. But at the same time, you definitely want to be careful with Shamans, because this is literally the most important TENYI in your extra deck, because once you summon any of these, she's going to bring it right back in the first place. So she can summon anything, and she also allows you to pop cards, which is very important. So she's like literally the most important TENYI in your extra deck. I play 2 copies of Berserker. I think 2 is absolutely correct. You might you can get away with 1 in certain times, but like 2 comes up way too much for me. I play 1 Draco Masters, and this bad boy right here, I'm really glad. Out of a whole case, only got 2 of this, but this card's just nuts, you guys. Honestly, he took the deck to a whole nother level. Sasara is just retarded. I mean, no, I'm sorry, not that, because that could be offensive to some people. He's ridiculous. Link Karibo, Link Spider, Appo's Mando in this deck, honestly. This deck makes Oppo so easy. And then we've got Cypher and Little Omega, the Draco Berserker of the TENYI. And Cypher and Little Omega is part of your grind game too, putting banished Ashinas, banished Oddharas, returning them back to the graveyard, and obviously just ripping cards. And then Dweller. Dweller is really important in this format. Salmigrates and Shaddolls kind of just took the forefront of the meta. And sometimes Appaloosa is just not good enough against those decks. So you really just need Dweller. And you want to make it with the Water Spirit so it's boosted too. And I'm going to show you guys the 1-card combo. Let me check the timer. Okay, cool. See, I'm going to show you guys the 1-card combo real quick with Ashina, and then I'll show you guys the 2-card combo with any TENYI plus Vessel. But if you open Ashina plus Vessel, ooh, it's just nice. So what we're going to do with our 1 Ashina is we're going to reveal him to special him. We're going to link him off into a Monk of the TENYI. We're going to go ahead and banish him from the grave. And we're going to special summon out our Earth Spirit, Adhara. To make it a self-contained 1-card combo, you're going to link the Adhara into another copy of Monk. Banish the Adhara to add this Ashina from the banished onto the hand. Link the 2 Monks into a Shaman. Use Shaman's effect to discard Ashina. And you can reborn anything. And then link Shaman and that extra special summon monster into the Berserker. And that's your 1-card Berserker. Activate your field spell, you're good to go. That's all you need. But this is a 1-card Berserker, which is really nice. If you had Mare in your hand, it's even better. You can just bring back the Mare and make multiple Berserkers, or make the Sasara link forward. If you have any additional extender, any extra TENYI monster, you can just take it a step further, which I recommend. Just making the Sasara, because this card's just kind of better. And now I'm going to show you guys any TENYI plus the Vessel spell. So if you open Vessel, even with Green Spirit, which is like the worst TENYI, it's still full combo. So you can reveal this special, link it off into a Monk, activate Vessel. And what you're going to want to do is go ahead and dump your Mirror. Now, if you want to go for all Tenyis and you don't want to summon like Appaloosa, you can dump Mirror and add Ashina, and it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be very, very, very ridiculous. You can spam so much, but you only can summon worms. But if you want to summon Oppo, I would just recommend getting the Adhara, honestly. You know, just because it's good. And if you have anything else in your hand, it's insane. And if not, then you can just get, for example, the Blue Spirit or Vashuda. Anything really, it doesn't matter because you're going to be able to make the monk. So you dump Mirror, you add this, reveal, special, link it into Shaman, discard any random card, you know, for example, in your hand, bring back the Mirror, use Mirror, and what you're going to do is you're going to make one token, special token, make Link Spider, make another token, make Link Rebo, use Mirror a final time to make a third token. And when you have like an additional Tenyi in hand, if you didn't, you know, obviously you don't normal summon for this combo, it's really nice because you can either overlay the Mirror plus the Water Spirit to a Dweller with super high attack, or you can just synchro with the Mirror plus the level 4 to make a level 8 synchro. Just keep in mind you can't activate any effects of monsters, especially from the extra deck, except for Tenyis because of Shaman, but it's totally fine because you're not really activating them this turn, so just keep in mind this can even be more broken if you had just one other Tenyi, but special the final token. And then what you're going to do is you're going to link all of these, even the Mirror if you really want to, into your Appaloosa if you want to make it bigger. And if not, you know, you could just like, for example, leave the Link Kuribo there and link the Shaman, the Link Spider, and the Mirror. But honestly, I would just link them all to the biggest Appaloosa you can because this token's a non-effect monster, so if you have the field spell, the field spell will be chilling. You'll be able to draw cards when they special summon effect monsters. And whenever Appaloosa gets in trouble, you just tribute that token for Mirror for the quick effect of Link Kuribo to summon it and protect your Oppo that way. And that's full combo just off of any Tenyi plus Vessel. And that's going to conclude the deck profile in the video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching it. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. And I'm going to say a quick prayer. If you don't want to hear the prayer, just in the video. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Jesus. Thy kingdom come, and thy will be done on earth, just as it is in heaven. Please give us this day our daily bread, Lord, and please forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, Father, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the glory, and the power forever. In the mighty name of Jesus we pray. Thank you, Yahweh. Amen. Deuces, y'all.